Have you wondered what exactly is the Mediterranean diet? Where does it come from? And why is everybody always talking about it? Don't worry if you are brand new to this topic. I'm going to make it as simple as I can for you and leave you with 5 amazing foods that you can start eating today to apply the Mediterranean diet right now. If you're new here, hi, I'm Dr. Anna. I'm a medical doctor. I was trained in Italy in the center of where the Mediterranean diet originates. It is an amazing way to approach food and eating, and I promise that you will enjoy it. Here are my top 5 foods for how you can start eating the Mediterranean diet starting today. And I think these are not going to come as such a surprise for many of you. So number 1, our top food to eat, olive oil. You can consume it raw, you can cook with it, you can saute with it. Now there is this common misconception that olive oil cannot be cooked with. It can't be at a high amount of heat because you're gonna burn it and cause oxidation of the oil. That oxidized oil could then cause free radical damage inside of our bodies. But that is not how that works. Yes, oxidized things do cause damage in our bodies from something called a free radical, but that's not gonna happen from sauteing something with a little splash of olive oil. That really happens when oils are reheated. So think of a restaurant that is deep frying and they don't change out the oil and they just repeat and fry things in oils that are reheated. That's when the oxidation is really happening, causing damage in our bodies when we consume it. So don't be afraid to cook with olive oil. Food number 2, how you can start eating the Mediterranean diet right away. Really fresh vegetables and fruits. You pick which ones you like. They can be zucchinis, eggplant, green beans, leafy greens like kale or spinach. I'm not really talking about starchy vegetables like a potato. I'm really talking about vegetables that have more water in them, fresh vegetables, as well as fruits. Fruits are still consumed in abundance in the Mediterranean diet, but note how fruit is often the dessert. It's not something that people are eating at every single meal. All right, so if you found this information useful so far, go ahead, hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. I want you to follow along in my channel so that you can learn everything there is to know about the Mediterranean diet and start eating this way as soon as possible. All right, food number 3 of the top 5 foods you can start eating now are whole grains, so unrefined and unprocessed grains. Things like rice and buckwheat and amaranth and wheat berries, oats, spelt, farro, the list goes on. And if you have never heard of so many of these things, then it's time to start learning about them. When grains come in their whole form, they're not just carbs. We like to talk about carbs and often we're referring to grains, but if you eat a grain in its whole form, it still has the germs that are stripped off of a grain when it's being processed, only leaving the starch. It just so happens that the germ, not surprisingly, has a lot of nutrition. It has vitamin E, healthy oils, and even some protein. There are some grains that actually are complete proteins, meaning it's giving you all 9 essential amino acids that you need in your health. Things like quinoa and farro. Food number 4 for the Mediterranean diet applied today is to eat more fish. Fish is really rich in monounsaturated fatty acids, as well as omega-3 fats. And these are things that are really healthy for our bodies. They decrease our risk of cardiovascular disease, and they are good for so many of our other organ systems. My 5th food for you that you can start eating now to apply the Mediterranean diet to your life are legumes. Legumes being the category of beans, things like chickpeas, black beans, lima beans, red beans, kidney beans, but also lentils. These are really cheap foods and it provides us so much protein. So people who are vegan are very accustomed to eating these kinds of foods, but you don't have to be a vegan to consume them. They're really cheap. You can even buy the canned if you don't want to soak them overnight and do that whole process. They're not expensive and they're so good for you. If some of you have ever had hummus or hummus, that's chickpeas and olive oil. It's pretty simple. If you are enjoying this video, I want to ask you, what is one of the foods in the Mediterranean diet that you're already eating in your life? I want you to comment below. Tell us, tell me, share with us. How are you guys eating some of these foods? Because I want you to think about how it's easy for you to eat this way, but also some of the ways that it might be challenging for you. Not everybody likes the taste of fish. I know that that's a tough one. Not everybody has access to fresh fruits and vegetables in abundance. I know that's really, really hard. We have a lot of food deserts in this country. So think about ways that you are already eating this way and tell us below in the comments. And if you are finding this video useful, if you've learned something, please like the video and consider sharing it with somebody you care about that you think can really benefit from this information. I want to make this information free and available to you because it is so powerful. Prevention is the most powerful approach to health and healthcare. Unfortunately, it's really hard when we don't have the right information, the right resources, tools, and the right support that we need to eat a healthy lifestyle, which is increasingly difficult in this culture and society every single year. So now if you like what you've heard here, but you're ready to take it to the next step and you wanna start practicing by throwing a meal together that is rooted in the Mediterranean diet, abundant in these foods, I want you to watch this video right here where I break down a simple Mediterranean diet salad. I make it with you. It's so easy. You do not need any chopping skills, barely at all. You don't need to know how to do anything fancy in the kitchen. You can just start making the salad now. And then in this video right up top, I break down the nutrition for you. And I tell you exactly what's in this salad with a diet tracker that's also free. So if you're interested in those videos, go ahead, click that video, learn how to make the salad, and then boost your knowledge with knowing what's in it. Get started on those videos now, and I will see you inside of there.